The 1980s had seen the emergence of a very successful Glamorgan Colts team, and it was the nucleus of that side that led Glamorgan to greater success during the 1990s, under the captaincy, initially, of Hugh Morris, and then under the captaincy of Matthew Maynard, as Glamorgan tasted success in national competitions.
Yeah, the 1993 season, right at the beginning of that, I mean, I think everybody was excited about our prospects for the summer. We knew that we had an experienced team. We knew that we had a lot of talent within the team. We had an outstanding group of bowlers, a very athletic fielding side, and a team that batted, pretty much, down to 8 or 9. So we had a lot of the ingredients. We started the season off really poorly. I think we lost the first 2 Sunday League games. It was a competition that had been moved to 50 overs, and again I thought that was to our advantage as well, because we had bowlers that were going to keep it tight for long periods of time.
We were a young group of cricketers, but at an age now where we were, we weren't that young. We played a lot of cricket and we were maturing and we were ready to win things.
I remember going to Canterbury. We had a massive support, lovely day, and myself and Crofty were in his car, and we had to give the keys to some lad from Hendy to drive it in, because you literally couldn't get to the ground. So we walked the last half a mile on. The guy got in for nothing because he had Crofty's car, so he was happy.
The atmosphere before the game was fantastic. Obviously, a massive Welsh contingent, more Welsh than Canterbury people, I don't know. But yeah, running around the ground, people applauding you, fantastic. Really get the shivers down the spine before the game.
Getting into the ground was a real challenge, and I was actually a little bit late. And as I ran up the stairs into the dressing room, there was Don Shepherd looking out over hundreds and hundreds of people that were scattered around the Canterbury ground. And I said, "Hello, Don, how are you?" Whilst I was quickly diving into my bag to put my training gear on. And Don turned to me and said, "We never win down here."
The stage then is set here at Canterbury for a thrilling climax, and it couldn't be a more fitting finale. The 2 teams who stand 1 and 2 going head to head, and the winners to be crowned the champions.
Obviously bowl first on a wicket which was enough in the wicket early on, did enough. I think we did well. Obviously 200 and just over 200 they got.
200 we thought was probably below par. We thought 220 was a reasonable score, and 240, 250 was a winning score, particularly as there was a very short boundary on the one side. The outfield at Canterbury is always very good, so restricting Kent to 200 we were more than happy with.
That's a good shout. He's out, LBW. A wonderful breakthrough for Kent. And Spencer thoroughly deserved that. Maynard out for 2.
It was Viv's last game of professional cricket. There were 12,000 people in the ground. It was a nice sunny day, and all 12,000 rose to their feet and gave him a massive ovation. And I was standing down at the non-striker's end of the tunnel, and the hairs on the back of my neck next to that. And it was just an amazingly emotional scene.
And what a hand now for the incoming batsman, Viv Richards. This could well be the end of his professional career. And what a scene set for him, which to bow out.
We'd heard about Duncan Spencer, who'd spent that summer on the Kent staff. Not played a lot of cricket, but we heard that he could bowl really sharp. He was quite short, quite skinny, but looked as though he got the ball through very quickly. And I remember the first ball he actually bowled in his spell. He hit Adrian in the ribs, and I went down to make sure Adrian was all right. And he said, "Sharpen yourself up, this ball's quick." And then Viv came in, and they brought Spencer back. And he did. He bowled a short ball in, a really quick short ball, and it actually got onto Viv too quickly, and he spliced it straight to mid-on.
At that moment I thought, I've lost this, to be honest. And then I look across the umpire with the arm out, no ball, relief, we're winning this. So that moment for me won as a Sunday League. That moment that, you know, Viv was out, then not out.
So that was a relief, and when that had happened, Viv came down the wicket and he said, "3-man," he said, "we're going to win this now, we're going to win it." And I knew from that moment on that we were in good hands.
I remember waiting to go into bat, and it's the most nervous I've ever been. And thankfully, when I came in, I think we wanted 60 to win, off about 15 overs, which doesn't sound a lot now, but certainly 6 and over was a lot in those days. So 4 and over, lost a couple of wickets. It was quite a tense time.
Andrews Cottee will do the right thing here and let Richards make the winning hit.
Viv will be too worried about that. It's been a long, hard season. The Sunday League started back in the beginning of May. In fact,
Well, that could be it. It's going down. It's 4. And Glamorgan have won the Sunday League for the first time in their history. Look at Viv Richards.
The one shot that sort of stands out is the pull drive, as Tony Cottee likes to call it, over the keeper's head. It went for 4, and just seeing the fans run off, the 2 players run off, Viv's emotion, he was in tears in the dressing room.
Still the greatest moment of my life. I was 26-7 at the time, and to get the winning runs for the first trophy we'd won for 24 years with, I suppose, your idol as a cricketer in his swan song in the autumn of his career was something to live with me for the rest of my days, and certainly the highlight of my cricket career.
You know, sometimes people talk about having massive celebrations after a big success. Generally, in my experience, that's not the case, because quite often it's just so much emotion. You're so tired that they're not big nights. But that was an exception. I mean, it was an incredible night in the Batterball pub, and wherever we went afterwards, it was a night you're never going to forget.
I think those were great days, and also it signalled the end of Viv Richards, didn't it? He was finishing, and it was a bittersweet moment, because it was sweet that we'd won something, but it was a little bit sad that it signalled the end of one of the greatest players that's ever walked in the field.
Viv came up into the dressing room and there was just camera crews everywhere. I don't know where they come from. There was everywhere, and there was champagne going. And Viv came into the dressing room, and I remember him coming over to me and putting his arms around me. And it will always stick with me. He said, "Hugh, this is one of the proudest moments of my career." And for a guy like that to have achieved what he'd done in the game, and for him to say that about winning a Sunday League for Glamorgan, I think spoke volumes for Viv, for his passion and for his desire to help Glamorgan win a trophy. And it was very emotional, and lots of relief as well.
Yeah, it was a fantastic year all round from what I gather. I think the biggest thing for me from that year is Glamorgan had belief, finally had belief that they could do it, that they could win things. You've seen Viv leave the club in later years, and Matthew, Crofty, Steve Watkins, Steve James, people like them taking over them roles. That we were winners. We could win things. We could compete with the best of them, and that was quite important.